Heather Moussa and Christina Hall may laugh about looking alike, but their relationship is also pretty complicated. From exchanging Mother's Day flowers to a very public spat at a soccer game, the two reality stars have definitely had their ups and downs. Christina Hall and Heather Moussa were able to find some commonalities beyond Tariq Moussa, as they have similar mindsets when it comes to healthy living. Christina has long spoken of eating an organic diet and being a fan of smoothies. Hall is so into nutrition and clean eating that she co-authored a book on the topic in 2020, entitled The Wellness Remodel, a guide to rebooting how you eat, move, and feed your soul. Since Heather is also health-conscious, the pair was able to use this common ground to establish a relationship. Heather has been a vegan since she was 22, and she is as committed to nutrient-rich, healthy snacking as she is to plant-based meals. During the COVID-19 quarantine, the women began texting about healthy recipes and snack ideas for themselves and the kids. Christina shared with Us Weekly.
She'll send me whatever her favorite go-to granola bar is, and I'll text her back whatever mine is.
Flip or Flop made its debut on HGTV in 2013, launching Tariq and Christina to fame. The show's success led to multiple Flip or Flop spin-offs in other cities, but none had the same magic as the original Orange County-based version.
What is this?
Well, they said it was a fixer-upper, but I didn't know that half the house was gone.
Much of Flip or Flop's appeal came from the married couple's dynamic at the center of the show. So when Tariq and Christina split in 2016, most people assumed the series was a goner. But Flip or Flop continued after the couple separated, and even after their divorce was finalized. While some people might have an issue with their partner continuing to work closely with an ex, Heather, who was a cast member on Netflix's Selling Sunset, when she entered the picture in 2019, was fully supportive of Flip or Flop from the get-go. She told Radar Online, "I'm a really confident person, and I'm confident in our relationship, and I think what he does and everything he has going on is so amazing." Flip or Flop ultimately ended in 2022, by which time both of its stars had spin-offs on the air. When Heather began dating Tariq in 2019, she had no kids of her own at the time, but that did not stop her from quickly bonding with Tariq's children, with Christina. Heather and Tariq became an official couple in August 2019, and they were already posting family Christmas photos with the kids that December. The family photos continued, especially once the pair moved in together. In early 2020, Heather realized she needed to establish a regular line of dialogue with Christina after she and Tariq began cohabitating. She told Daily Pop in 2020, "I really put myself in other people's shoes. I'm around the kids every day. Tariq and I live together, so it's only natural for me as a woman to want to reach out to her as their mom and be like, hey, I'm with your kids. Do you have any tips? Can you help me?" There are many challenges to adding new parents and/or kids to a family dynamic, and being a public figure only amplifies some of these issues. Even though she has been in the picture for years, Heather still gets critiqued heavily on social media for her step-parenting. Heather has admitted that she at first felt insecure about her role in the family, as navigating her new relationship was anything but simple. She explained on Today, "No one ever made me feel that way, but I think when your significant other had such a long relationship with the previous spouse, and a lot of love, and it was a very public divorce, and you're coming into it, and you fall in love with each other, but you always kind of think of the ex."
I'm a very happy, positive person, but I felt like I was always second.
The Selling Sunset star emphasized how being in a very public relationship dynamic exacerbated these feelings, but eventually her focus on her family helped her to work through it all. She added, "Any drama aside, the kids are the most important thing to all of us." Although Heather and Tariq didn't marry until October 2021, the couple was referring to Heather as a bonus mom well before that. Christina appears to have also thought of Heather that way as well, as she gifted her a bouquet of flowers for Mother's Day 2021. Heather posted the flowers and card to her Instagram story, along with a thank you, tagging Christina. Heather also sent Christina flowers for the occasion, much like she did the previous year. Christina had the kids all to herself that Mother's Day, but it was the year before that had extra significance. She and ex-husband, Ant Anstead, welcomed son Hudson in September 2019, making Mother's Day 2020 her first as a mom of 3.
There's just a lot going on.
Given their 50-50 custody, Tariq and Christina have had to remain in close contact since their split. Once Heather entered the picture, most of the communication began occurring between Heather and her husband's ex-wife. But even though they chat daily, the family is not exactly hanging out in their free time. Heather explained to In Touch in 2021, "We keep it separate, and we really focus on our house and raising the kids how we want to at our house and healthy habits here. And so we just really focus on our household." Tarek has also chimed in about the family's approach to co-parenting. He told Us Weekly, "We try to be on the same page as often as possible, but they're different households." Things have not been all sparkles and roses for the Moussa Hall family. Tabloids had a field day when it was reported that Tarek blew up at Christina on the set of Flip or Flop, calling her a washed-up loser, according to TMZ, and comparing her to his new partner. The family minimized the fight, but trouble reared its head again when Heather and Christina got into a heated public argument the following year. The Daily Mail published photos of the May 2022 fight, taken at son Braden's soccer game, wherein Heather is shown being pulled away from Christina by the arm. Tarek was also shown in a verbal dispute with Christina's current husband, Josh Hall, which had to be broken up by Braden's soccer coach. While it has never been disclosed what the soccer game fight was about, some have suggested it may have been related to Tarek's previous comments, comparing Christina and Heather. Soon after news of the blow-up became public, all parties involved released a joint statement to People that read, "A personal matter was discussed and has since been resolved. We are focused on co-parenting as a team moving forward."
How would you guys describe your relationship now with your ex?
It's good.
It's good.
Co-parenting and things are good.
The public may have expected Tarek and Heather to keep their distance from Christina and Josh after their soccer game fight in May 2022. However, a scary situation turned into a blessing in disguise when their son Braden needed emergency surgery one day after the fight, bringing all parties together. Christina wrote on Instagram, "Scary 12 hours for us parents plus step-parents. After being admitted to the ER, Braden had to have an emergency appendectomy. Very scary day, but we all band together as a family to get through it." The appendectomy appears to have reminded everyone what was really important, the kids. Days after Braden's surgery, both Christina and Heather posted photos from an event at daughter Taylor's new school, featuring all four parents with large smiles on their faces. While Braden was recovering in the hospital, Christina wrote on her Instagram story, "We are all under pressure, but when it really matters, we were all there for Braden doing our part. Sometimes a scary situation can be a good wake-up call. In the end, all the other stuff is just noise. What matters is the kids." Despite their ups and downs, Christina and Heather have never bashed each other in the press. In fact, they have only expressed happiness for one another when big things happen, like when Christina announced her engagement to Hall after a difficult separation from Anstead. Heather stated to People, "Wow, awesome. We just want nothing but happiness for Christina and Josh, and nothing but happiness for the kids. We're looking forward to the next chapter of everyone's lives." Neither Tarek nor Christina invited their ex to their weddings, but clearly they have supported each other finding new love. Both Heather and Tarek also congratulated Christina when she landed her own show, Christina on the Coast, in 2022. But the subject that has gotten the most attention is new family additions. Christina and Heather have both had babies in recent years, and people were especially curious about how Christina handled Heather's baby news, given reports of past tension.
I feel like we truly deserve this.
After Heather and Tarek announced their pregnancy in July 2022, an anonymous source told ET, "Christina is happy for Tarek and Heather. As long as Tarek and her are peacefully co-parenting, she is content." This sentiment was affirmed by Heather and Tarek themselves, who noted that Christina congratulated them on son Tristan's January 2023 birth. People on social media had a lot to say when Tarek first began dating Heather, then known as Heather Ray Young. Much of the discourse surrounded how similar Heather was to Christina, zeroing in on everything from their voices to their careers. Most of all, people commented upon the stark physical resemblance between the women, something that seemed to annoy Heather at first. Heather clapped back in a December 2019 Instagram story, writing, "How would I be trying to look like someone? Last time I checked, I've looked like this my whole life. Yes, that's my ultimate goal, and I even rushed to a doctor to change my whole appearance." Cut to a handful of years later, and Heather, Tarek, and Christina have all embraced the similarity between the women. They have even poked fun at their look-alike status in a number of videos. Heather told Today.com, People have compared her and me ever since I came into Tarek's life, and I get it. We have similar hair and a similar look. So we were like, let's be twins and wear the exact same thing. The first video, posted by the three on May 14, 2024, has the women dressed in near-identical black tops and ripped jeans, and jokingly introducing themselves using the other's name. 2 weeks later, they posted a skit where Tarek pretends to mistake his ex-wife for his current one, who then slaps him across the face. It's obvious that at least part of the reason Christina and Heather have been so chummy is because they have signed on to work together in a new series. This gives them little choice but to be on good terms, and it explains why they are all of a sudden posting TikTok videos together. Still, after their past tension, it's nice to know the two are bonding no matter the reason. Heather told Today.com that the project has brought the two further together because they have been busy texting ideas back and forth. Her relationship with Christina has gotten so good that they even had their first ever solo dinner date this year. That sense of fun appears to have extended to their husbands as well, as Tarek and Josh have also been making videos together. Both guys are involved in the new project, a series called The Flip-Off, that was unveiled at Warner Bros. Discovery's Upfronts in May 2024. The competition series will pit Tarek and Heather against Christina and Josh to see who can flip a house for the biggest financial gain, as well as bragging rights.